Okay, going live on all the platforms first. So happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Excited about our conversation today. Are you passing the show up test? I know we've talked about this before, and just when I thought I was going to be able to move on to something else as far as talking about the show up test, I got some more nuggets from my mentor. So he has some more questions. He has some more things about thank you for the hearts, thank you for the likes. Make sure you like this live. If you have any questions on either one of the platforms, make sure you type the questions into the comments. But we want to make sure that we're passing the show up test. So whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, whether you have goals and dreams, in which everyone should have some type of goals and some type of dreams. And if you don't, then that means you got to do some more self work so that you can have some goals and dreams because there should be some things that you want to achieve in life. There should be some places you want to go in life. And should be some things that you want to do in life. And if you don't have those things, then we have a bigger problem. We gotta get some inspiration in order to start having those goals and dreams in mind. But in having those goals and dreams in mind, I'm trying to make sure both of you guys can see me really well. In having those goals and dreams in mind, then you have to pass the show up test if you want to achieve those goals and dreams. And so I'm gonna give you guys some different things that you can do to pass the show up test. But before we do that, I want to make sure we talk about hit those things that we got coming up this week. So if those people who have not seen it, we have a business mixer that is coming up for a money and business mixer, and that's where my mentor will be speaking during that money and business mixer. So it starts at 6 o'clock p.m. and it's in South Holland. And then directly after that at 6:30, then that's when my mentor will speak. And then after that, we'll continue to mix and mingle. So if you are a business owner, you aspire to be a business owner, if you've been thinking about entrepreneurship, if you're an entrepreneur, if you just want another extra stream of income, you're going to get the information that you need to take it to the next level. So if you are interested in joining us for that money and business mixer, then make sure you inbox me or you message at 312-899-6056 so that way I can give you the exact address and come. It's business attire, so make sure you have your business attire on so that you can be taken seriously so that we know that you are ready to take it to the next level. Because as I give y'all these nuggets, in which I'm going to talk about that in the information that is given, those things that my mentor said to me this week, that I had to write them down so that I can share those things with you guys, because I know I'm not the only person who wants to take my business, my brand, myself, my life, my goals, my dreams to the next level. I know there's other people out there who have goals and dreams. I know there are other people out there who have aspirations. I know that there are other people out there that know that there is more to life than just working a 9 to 5, and that they can tap in and do some other things to help them take it to the next level, to help them get the income that they want to earn, and not having to work more hours, but doing those things, investing in themselves in order to take it to the next level. So I want to make sure that you guys get that information from my mentor this week. So if you are in the Chicagoland area, right, go ahead and join us this week. Thank you for joining the live. Make sure you send some hearts. We're going to get some information today. We're going to have some conversation today, and we're going to have a good time. The event that is coming up on Wednesday, as we know, every week we have Wind Down Wednesday. Every single week we have Wind Down Wednesday. And what happens at Wind Down Wednesday is you get a paraffin foot treatment. You get a foot massage. You get a mini facial. Of course, we have beverages and we have light snacks. So you will not leave here like you ate a 5 course meal, but you definitely will not be empty. You will not be on E. We make sure that we put something on your stomach so that way you can enjoy yourself, so you can relax, rejuvenate, refresh, and recharge while you're here. That's what this event is designed to do. It's designed to have an in-town getaway on a Wednesday, so that way you can refresh, rejuvenate, relax, and you can recharge. So that's what we want to be able to help you do in the middle of the week, help you gain the energy you need, the relaxation you need, help you to unwind the way that you need to in the middle of the week, so that way you can tackle the rest of your week. Because if hump day is on Wednesday and you need that recharge, you need your battery replenished, we are here to help you do that on Wind Down Wednesday. Each and every Wednesday is $50. The location is 7400 South Stony Island, Unit B. It is a great time to relax, rejuvenate, refresh, and recharge. So we look forward to pampering you on Wednesday evening. Remember, spots are limited, so RSVP early. Don't wait till the last minute to RSVP, because we want to make sure that you are accounted for and we have the things you need. And we know that we look forward to making sure that you relax. So that is Wind Down Wednesday. If you have not had the opportunity to, if you're already following any one of our social media pages, so if you're following us on YOUTUBE, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on another platform. And then after that, you are able to go onto our website and book your $20 mini facial. So that is for all of our new followers, for all of our new people, and you want to just get introduced to the brand, introduced to the services, be able to get that special touch and that special glow. In case you haven't seen this special glow, I do not have makeup on. The only thing I did put on is some lip gloss, a little bit of lip color, lip gloss, and maybe a little lip pen and mascara on my eyes. I did not put any other makeup products on my face. So I am going to do a live where you guys get to see me actually cleanse my face, so you guys can cleanse your face with me. We're going to schedule that time where we can do it together. So if those want to come on, especially on TikTok, if you want to come on live with me while we cleanse our face together, make sure you get your cleanser, your toner, your serums, and your moisturizer together so that you can join me. And if I can set up the computer too, we'll have you on all of the platforms in which you see me on. If you have any comments, go ahead and put them in the comment section. Make sure you like this live and share this live. But you will be able to come on with me and start to better take care of your skin. And like I say, this is your friend. I'm not advertising this brand, but this is your friend. Make sure that you drink plenty of water each and every day, unless your doctor says otherwise. You should be drinking half your body weight in ounces a day, making sure that you are keeping your skin glowing. So that is the cheat code. If you wanted to know the cheat code of taking care of your skin, which is the largest organ on your body, if you wanted to know the cheat code, this is exactly what it is. So I am going to toast to you this morning. Here's to good skin. I am toasting to you so you can have good skin too. Each and every day, make sure that you're drinking at least half of your body weight in water. So if you're about 120 pounds, 64 ounces or more each and every day, if you are doing things to dehydrate your skin, make sure that you are drinking more water each and every day. So what things dehydrate the skin? Do we know what dehydrates the skin? You can go ahead and take some guesses in the chat. Guess what dehydrates the skin? Go ahead and put that in, but make sure you send me some hearts. Send me some hearts on TikTok. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But go ahead and send some hearts. But the things that dehydrate your skin are, drum roll please, salt. So salt dehydrates the skin. So if you're eating anything with salt in it, or if you're going to the restaurant having those things with salt added to them, whether it be French fries, hamburgers, whether it be whatever you're eating, nachos, tacos, whatever you're eating, steaks, chicken, soups, whatever. If you're eating processed foods, they do add salt to it to preserve them. If you're eating something that is a canned food, they do put salt in there to preserve it. So if you're having salt, then you want to increase your intake of water. If you are having anything like sugars, anything, it doesn't have to always be candy. It can be Gatorade. It can be all those different things where sugar is added to it. And also alcohol is made from sugar. So if you drink, then you're definitely having some sugar intake. So you want to make sure that you are hydrating your skin, because sugar, Salt. And what else dehydrates the skin? We got one more thing that dehydrates the skin, and that is, so all of them start with S: sugar, salt, and smoking. So if you smoke, it dehydrates the skin. So you want to make sure that you are hydrating your skin each and every day. So for everything you do that dehydrates the skin, that means you need to drink that much more water so that you can get that hydration back. Make sure you send some hearts up. Make sure you like this live. Okay, and we're going to get into what we got on here for. And that is, are you passing the show up test? So I'm going to give you guys a few nuggets from my mentor who will be speaking on this Tuesday evening. So if you have not RSVP with me yet, that you're going to come to our money and business mixer on Tuesday evening starting at 6 o'clock. Make sure you bring your business cards and make sure you are wearing business attire, because when you show up for yourself, then you can expect the results that you want in everything that you do. So let's get into these things that my coach said to me. So let's I do want to start by saying thank you for joining me on this live. And make sure you like this live, you share this live, and you go ahead and message me so that you can come and meet my mentor, because I promise you, this is someone you want to meet, someone you want to be mentored by if you have the opportunity to, or just take some notes from this person so that way you can use it to better yourself, whether you're an entrepreneur, you strive to be an entrepreneur, you've been wanting to have another income, but you haven't considered what that thing is going to be, because as we know, everyone who does well as far as income wise, they have more than one stream of income. So if you only have one stream of income, you're looking for a second stream or anything like that, this is a good place to go and get information so that you can start to consider those things you want. So let's get into it. Can you pass the show up test? It begins, guess what it begins with? It begins with your mindset. So, what they say, you can change, if you change your mind, you can change everything about you. If you change your mind, change your income, change your mind, change your elevation, change your mind, change everything about you. So, your mindset will take you further than anything else. So, have you changed your mind yet? What is your mindset? What are you doing to invest in your mental, in your mindset? What are you doing for that? Thank you for the follow, Just. Hey, Just. So, can you pass the show up test? And it begins in your mindset. It begins with the mindset. So, act like you want act like what you want to become. So that was the first thing. Act like what you want to become. What do you want to become in life? So that's part of passing the show up test. Act like you want to become what you want to become. So if you said, I want to become a CEO, if you said, I want to become a millionaire, if you said, I want to become a billionaire, if you say, I want to become a director, I want to become an actress, I want to become a musician, whatever that is, fill in the blank for what it is that you said that you want to become, a philanthropist, whatever it is. You want to become a lawyer, a doctor, you want to become a politician, whatever it is that you said that you want to become, start acting like it. So you start, like people, some people say they dress up and they play dress up. You get a chance to play dress up each and every year. You get a chance to play dress up. You get a chance to act out whoever you want to be. And one time a year where we know we get to act out and be whoever we want to be. You could be whatever character, you could be whatever you want to be. It's usually on October the 31st. People dress up as something different than who they really are. So if you want to become, you fill in the blank. Act like what and who you want to become. So act like that each and every day. Show up for yourself in that manner. So if you knew you want to be, let's say for instance, a lawyer, each and every day you should be dressing and acting as if you're going into the courtroom. Each and every day you should be dressing and acting as if if you won a case. So if you want to be the top lawyer, it's like go big or go home. If you're going to be a lawyer, why not be the best, right? And if you want to be a professional athlete, let's just say you want to be a professional athlete, you should be dressed and acting like that every single day. Act like what you want to become, and it should be oozing out of you. What you want to become should already be displaying itself before you get there. And I have a saying that I tell people all the time, and this is for people who maybe they want to own something, or they want to, aspire, they're an entrepreneur and they want to be the big boss. They want to run stuff. They want to have multiple locations. They want to have their own shop. They want other people working for them. And this is my saying, and people hear me say it all the time: act like you own the place until you own the place. So even if you don't own the place in the establishment in which you're working at, if you act like you own the place until you own the place, it's going to be so much easier once you own a place similar to that. And who knows, the stories that I've heard from other people, when they act like they own a place until they own the place, the person who owns the place usually say, you know what, I'm retiring. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pass this down to you because you are a good person to be my successor. Make sure y'all put some likes over there. Let's go, TikTok. Like. Go ahead, give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. So, the other thing that my mentor said is, are you producing? So, are the things that you want, what are you doing to get to where you want to do? What's your production that you're putting out? Are you putting the time in? Are you investing in what it takes in order to get to the goal, to achieve what you want in life? So let's just go back to, if it's a sport. If it's a sport, are you putting that time into practice? Are you training? Are you doing the drills? Are you showing up for yourself to do the workouts? Are you rehearsing? If it's somebody who's singing is their aspiration, and maybe it's doing poetry, maybe it's even doing comedy. Are you practicing every single day to become better at performing in front of other people? Are you go ahead and getting your voice together and you're doing a voice rehearsal so that way when you sing in front of a crowd, you sound great? Are you doing those things that it takes? So are you producing? The next thing that my mentor said after that was, are you studying? So are you studying? Because one thing that someone did tell me before, now give me 1 second, y'all. Gotta put my do not disturb on so I can focus. That's how I show up for myself. I have to make sure that I'm staying focused. So, are you studying? So, the more you study the things that you want to become great at, so whether that's being a better speller, whether that's being a better speaker, like we talked about, whether that's being a better singer, whether that's being a better athlete, whether that's being a better whatever it is, you fill in the blank of where you want to go. This is what my mentor said. Are you studying? So that's how you pass the show up test. You got to show up for yourself in making sure that in the mindset, making sure you're investing in your mind. That's how you're showing up for yourself. The second reason, the way you're showing up for yourself is you're acting like what you want to become. So you're showing up for yourself in the acts. And then the next thing you're doing is, the third thing is, are you producing? So are you doing those things that's going to help you gain what you need? So if you say, I want 100 more followers on social media, are you putting yourself out there on social media on a consistent basis, doing what it takes? So are you producing what you should be producing in order to get the followers, in order to get the engagement, in order to get whatever you want? And then the next thing is, I think it's the fourth or fifth thing. What's the 1, 2, 3, 4? This is the fifth thing. Are you studying? So are you studying what you need to study in order to become better? So if you want to become a better speaker, are you showing up for yourself and studying how to speak better, how to be more eloquent at speaking, how to stop having so many ahs, uhs, and different pauses and different words that you cling to in order to be a better speaker? So I've been practicing that a little bit myself. So keep yourself from being camera shy is getting in front of the camera more often and going live. Get out of the stage fright zone. Being able to look at yourself. Like I said, another way to help build your mindset is to look in the mirror at yourself each and every day and say, I love you. I love you. I love you. And eventually, even if you don't feel loved, you're going to start feeling that way because you've been planting the seeds. You've been cultivating your mindset. You've been going out and doing the work so that you can get the product that you desire. So you've been producing and you've been studying yourself so that you could be better, because study the things that you don't like about yourself, study yourself, and then that way you can better yourself because you know those things that you need help with. You know those areas in which you want to have improvement in, and you can focus on those things so that you can have improvement in those areas. So that's another thing that you can do. And so I got another thing from my mentor, and he said, are you researching your goals to hit them faster? So I know we heard this a lot when we were in school. We're talking about, doing um, science projects. We'll talk about doing a paper where we need to write about someone who we know nothing about. We'll talk about going out and finding out some information about whatever it is. Are you doing the researching of your goals so you can hit them? So what is the research that you're doing to make sure that you hit your goals? So if you want to become, for instance, one time I wanted to become an FBI agent. I don't know. I wanted to be an FBI agent. What did I do? I went and looked up what did it take to become an FBI agent. I looked up what was the schooling that it took to become an FBI agent. How far did I need to go in school? What type of degree did I need to have, or what type of diploma did I need to have, or what type of whatever? What did I need to become an FBI agent? That's what I looked at. The other thing that I looked at when it became coming to be an FBI agent, how physically fit did I need to be in order to become an FBI agent? I wanted to know that. And then, of course, everything, when you look at something that you want to be in deciding that what you want to be in life, because everybody always been asking you to ever since you've been 5 or 6, what do you want to be when you grow up? Half of the time you don't even know. So now you got to start exploring what are the different things out there. And the more exposure you have, the better. And hopefully you've had some people that have exposed you to a lot of different things that you can become as you got older. So then you say, well, let me look up the salary because I want to make sure that if I'm working doing this particular job, that I want to know how much income I'm going to be bringing home. What am I going to be working with as far as paying for my cost of living, paying for being able to enjoy the activities that I like to enjoy, paying to be able to save up for the future so that if I run into any hiccups in life, I got a couple of pennies set to the side that I am ready for an emergency. And also, if I want to set something aside and say, hey, you know what, I might want to do some investing. And we didn't even know about investing back then, but now we know more about investing because this information is freely given to us on a regular basis. So, what are those things that you are researching in order to hit your goals faster? So, let me know what you guys have been researching. What is one of your goals and what have you been researching so that you can hit your goal fast? I would be interested in knowing some of the things you guys have been researching. And whatever industry you're in, hopefully you're researching that industry and maybe you're following someone who is where you want to be in that industry already, or you think that has figured out how to achieve the goals that you want to achieve and you're following them and seeing, because this is another saying that I have and I tell people all the time. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. If that wheel works for your vehicle, put that wheel on your vehicle and keep on rolling. So it is no need to reinvent the wheel when you don't have to. So if you don't have to reinvent the wheel and somebody has already figured it out, then you study from the person who's figured it out and you go ahead and work it out that way. And yes, in every industry, you have to pivot and shift as the industry changes. You have to keep up with your industry and you have to always be a student learning in your industry. That is not a problem if you love the industry you're in, if you love what you do. So if you have not had the opportunity to find the industry that you love and you don't love what you do, and you want to be an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur and you need some pouring into, you've been thinking about entrepreneurship or another stream of income, I am telling you that this week's business mixer that will be happening on Tuesday evening in South Holland, make sure you text me for the exact details. You are invited to be my guest. You are invited to be my guest. I only have 20 more slots available, so make sure I had 30. I'm 10 down, so I already have 10 people that are coming. So I only have 20 more slots available. Make sure that you text me so that you can come to this business mixer. Make sure you bring your business cards. If you have a business already, make sure you are dressed to impress, that you are in business attire. Make sure that you show up at 6 o'clock p.m. and it is in South Holland, Illinois, and I will give you guys the exact address when you text me at 312-899-6056. You gotta go ahead and change this number at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and change that for you guys. But and I'm gonna show you Wind Down Wednesday. I'm gonna go ahead and change it for you guys. Give me a second. So you guys can go ahead and get that information for this coming Tuesday evening. So we want to see you on Tuesday evening, and we want to make sure that you get a chance to get the information to take you to the next level. And there's something else that I've learned, and I've done quite a few businesses in my time, and I've had several mentors and stuff like that, which is a blessing because people used to talk about having mentors, and I'm like, oh, you got a mentor? That's so great. Um, I wish I was able to have a mentor. And then once I was able to get my first mentor, I was like, oh, this is what it's like. So sometimes you think that your mentor is gonna let you be comfortable in sitting in mediocrity, and that's not what's going to happen. If you have a mentor, anything like my mentors, they're going to challenge you to take it to the next level. One second. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, then we're gonna see. Okay. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Done. I'm gonna show that one. Okay, go ahead. So 312-899-6056 if you want more information about Tuesday night's Money and Business Mixer, where you get to hear one of my mentors speak that evening starting at 6:30. So get there at 6 o'clock so that way you can exchange business cards, meet other business owners and entrepreneurs. And then he'll be dropping some nuggets, dropping some gems on us starting at 6:30. And then after that, we are going to have refreshments and some beverages. So you got to be there or be square, but be there so that you can get the nuggets that are there. So let's get back to it. So we talked about researching. Are you researching your goals to hit them faster? That is something that my mentor talked about this past week when we sat down with him. And then this is another nugget that he dropped that I really like that he said. He said, anybody can become anything once they make a decision. Anybody can become anything once they make a decision. So, what are you deciding today that you want to do with your future? And like I said, it's mindset. It all starts in your mind. If you can dream it, if you can believe it, you can do it. So first you dream it, then you believe it, then you do it. What you do not worry about, and that's what I had to learn, you do not worry about the how. You do not worry about the why. Not so much the why. Like the why is good because you know why you want to do a certain thing, because I love helping people. I love pampering people. I love helping people to heal themselves through the services that are being done through this brand. That's what I love. So the why is good, but you don't worry about the how. You don't worry about the who's, because the who's will come. God will send the who's. Just pray about it. God will send the who's. God will send the hows, and God will send, if you said the resources, God will send the resources too. That is the part that is good, because it's going to come. And the reason I know that is because it has happened to me. So you go ahead and proceed. You know the why. You know the goal, you know the vision, you got the mindset, you actually in your mind, you committed to it. And so the commitment level starts like this. It goes a little bit like this. If you can make the commitment this way, then I know you're going to take it far. So are you ready for what the commitment level is? It's going to sound familiar because it is. And if you ever watch a certain movie about a certain individual who had a strong mindset, then you're going to know this saying: I am going to do it by any means necessary. That is one of my mantras. By any means necessary, I'm going to get this done, because it doesn't matter who supports. It doesn't matter who doesn't support. It doesn't matter who shows up. It doesn't matter who doesn't show up. It doesn't matter who believes in what I have going on and who doesn't believe. It doesn't matter who said, oh, I think you can do it, or who said, I don't think you can do it. It does not matter, because why? Because I believe in me. As long as you believe in you, it doesn't matter who else doesn't believe. If God gave you the vision, He gave you the dream, He's going to give you the resources that you need in order to achieve that goal. And I believe that. And because I believe that, that's the reason why things happen the way that they do. And my dreams get pushed forward faster, because uh, anybody can become anything once they make the decision and they believe. So when you make a decision up in your mind, you got to, they say, I got a made up mind. My mind's made up. No turning back. That is true. Is once you make your mind up, don't turn back to the disbelief. Keep on going. Because by any means necessary, you are going to achieve your goal. So it doesn't matter who ain't going with me. It don't matter who ain't believing. It does not matter, because I believe. And as long as you believe in your heart and in your mind, it is going to happen. So that was another thing that my mentor said, and then I touched on this one, not even realizing that I touched on this one. Believe the decision. Believe that decision. So once you believe it in your mind, believe it in your heart, you can achieve that goal. And I ended up watching another live yesterday, so I wanted to share some of the nuggets, because it piggybacked on top of what my mentor was saying to me and the benefits that I got from my mentor. So I want to give a few of these things to you guys, because why not share the knowledge that I have? Because it doesn't hurt me to share this with you. So this is a thing that one of my mentors also talked about. In which this one, he talks about being about freedom. So free yourself from free from your job. What do you think you got to have in place to generate income? So this person touched on this. So it hit home, because I was an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur pretty much all my life. So ever since I can remember, even being a kid, I've been an entrepreneur all of my life. So in being an entrepreneur, there was a point in time where I got a job. Okay, I'm going to take a little water break. Okay. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. Ever since I can remember, I've been an entrepreneur. And in being an entrepreneur, you always find a way to generate income based on a few things. And some of you guys, what those few things are. So, in being an entrepreneur, at one point I did get a job. And when I got that job, I thought that, oh, this job pays me well enough where I don't need to I don't need to work for myself anymore. I don't need to have another stream of income. I thought that I had arrived and I did not need another stream of income. At that time, I didn't know that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. I did not know that. I hadn't done research and found out um, that I still needed to have my entrepreneurial powers working in the background, even when I was working this job, because I just thought that this job was going to be great. I was going to be able to work this job from that age until it was time to retire. I was going to retire with a nice pension, a nice IRA, 401k, whatever it may be, whatever my retirement plan was going to be. I was going to have my retirement benefits, medical benefits, and all of that good stuff. That's what I knew that I was going to have. I was going to be able to travel however I wanted. I was going to have money coming in from my retirement. But I didn't think about what, and this is what we'll be able to go over for you and work out what is the number of finances that you need to have coming in order to retire comfortably and still live comfortably how you want to live. Being able to spend X amount of dollars each month, being able to go X amount of places each year, being able to have all of the bills paid and not having to go and pick up another job after you've retired. Because who want to work after they retire? So anyway, worked this job, ended up hitting, the recession, and all of a sudden I'm not working as much. It's not my bills coming faster than my income. And we hadn't had that problem in a long time. So who wants that problem? Knowing that, and this is the thing that I teach my children now is you do not ever want to be in a position where a person gets to decide when you get paid, how you get paid, if you get paid, or if you have somewhere to work. So you don't ever want somebody to decide that for you. And what are the things we don't want people deciding for us? When you get paid, how you get paid, and if you get paid. So you should not be begging for a job, begging for a paycheck, and begging for the means to be able to take care of yourself. And so that's why I love entrepreneurship, because it gets to help you do that. It's nothing wrong with having a job, but there is something wrong with not having another stream of income. So that case, if that job decides to change when you get paid and if you get paid, you have another stream of income coming in. And that's the reason why, if you only have one source of income, if you only work a job, if you are entrepreneurial minded, if you are an entrepreneur and you only have one way of generating income as an entrepreneur, or if you don't have any ways of generating an income outside of your 9 to 5, then I want you to come to the business mixer. Because if you come to the business mixer, you will meet other people who have other businesses, and you will also be introduced to another way to generate another stream of income. So we want to make sure that we are educating our people, and that is you, on other ways to generate income besides your 9 to 5, because we do not want you out here letting somebody else dictate how you get paid, when you get paid, and if you get paid. So don't find yourself stuck in that catch 22 of this, because you didn't take advantage of making sure you had at least one more stream of income. So I look forward to seeing you guys at the Money and Business Mixer. Remember, I only have 20 more slots left. 10 are already taken up. Um, and I will send you the information. Just text the number below and say more info about Business Mixer on Tuesday evening. It starts at 6 o'clock p.m. So make sure you go ahead and message me. I am grateful to you guys who've been tuning in. Thank you so much for listening to the information that I have. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for staying engaged. I look forward to pampering those who come out on this Wednesday at Wind Down Wednesday. Woo! I'm so excited about y'all because there's no other better way to celebrate yourself than to make sure you invest in your self-care and get your paraffin foot treatment, get you a foot massage, make sure you got you some nice refreshments and a refreshing drink, and also getting a mini facial. Just to let you guys know, I do not, and I was told to make sure that I let you guys know, I do not, I do not have makeup on. I do not. I put a little bit of lip color and a little mascara on my lashes, in which you can barely see. So that way you guys know. The rest of this is my skincare regimen. So cleanser, toner, serums, and then moisturizer. What is a basic skincare routine? Cleanser, toner, moisturizer. Basic skincare routine. I want to make sure that you guys are at least doing that and drinking your water. Cleanser, toner, moisturizer. We do not wash our face, we cleanse our face. You wash your clothes and you may wash your car, but you do not wash your face. You cleanse your face. So when you get ready to cleanse your face, make sure you're using a facial cleanser, toner, and then a moisturizer. If you have things that you want to correct with your skin, then that's when we will start getting into the serums. If you have not booked your facial, go ahead and book it now. You're following us on platforms. All you're required to do is follow us on 2 platforms. And then you go ahead, like, share, subscribe. And then you go ahead and book your mini facial. It is on the website, so you can go ahead and book. You do not need assistance. If you do need assistance, however, you can't find it and you need some help navigating through the website, go ahead and call us up so that we can help you. But we look forward to seeing you, first of all, at our business, Money and Business Mixer on Tuesday night starting at 6 o'clock in South Holland. And then secondly, we look forward to seeing you at Wind Down Wednesday. And that way you get your mini facial. We'll have you glowing when you leaving out of here. We can do a before and after picture and also let people know what your experience is like, because we want to make sure that people are taking better care of themselves and better care of their skin. So if you want to feel great and look great in the skin that you're in, go ahead and allow us to help you. If you do not know how to do that, allow us to help you. And if you do, just let us pamper you. We would love to do that. So we look forward to working with you. We will look forward to seeing you on Tuesday and Wednesday night for those of you guys who can make it. We will be having another Money and Business Mixer. I do not have the follow-up date yet, but make sure you reach out if you're interested in coming to the Money and Business Mixer and you can, and you want to come to a virtual event, you can. And I'll let you know when the next virtual event is via Zoom, and you can be anywhere in the country and go to that one. We would love to have you, but make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to run back a few of these things on social media. The only platform I won't be able to run it back on, I have to go live, is actually on TikTok. So for those of you guys on TikTok, I hope you put some likes in there. Tap the screen twice, 3 times, 4 times. Tap your screen 4 or 5 times for me, so that other people can see my content and they can get these nuggets, because I am getting them from some great mentors and I want to be able to share them with you. So we're going to go over some of the things that we talked about real quick. So begin with passing the show up test. You want to act like what you want to become. So that's part of passing the show up test. So make sure you put that in the box and check that off. Act like what you want to become, okay? In the next box, you put, are you producing? So are you producing those things in which you want to become. So make sure you put that box. So once you start producing, make sure you check that off. Are you studying? And if you're studying one kind of detail, how often are you studying? It should be at least 1 hour per day of what you want to do to improve. Now, at minimum, and I mean bare minimum, it should be 15 to 18 minutes per day so that you can be at least 89% better than anybody else in that industry. So if you want to be the top in your industry, minimal effort, and that's just minimal effort. You don't want to give minimal effort because we want maximum results. So if you want maximum results, don't do minimum effort to get maximum results, right? So minimum effort is 15 to 18 minutes of studying in your area of expertise and what you want to be great at per day. That's minimal effort. But I would say bump it up to minimum an hour because you want to be one of the greatest. You want to be highly sought out. You want to be one of the top in your industry, whatever that is, whatever your gift and your talent is. You want to be the top in the industry. So I would say minimum an hour a day. You can break that up into 15-minute sessions, 30-minute sessions, 20-minute sessions of learning, studying, researching. But make sure that you're doing that. Your studying is at least 1 hour a day if you want to be the best of the best. Hands down, no contest. Everybody knows. You want to be the best in your industry. You want to study minimum 1 hour a day. Break it up into small blocks or however you do it, but it should not ever be less than 15 to 18 minutes per day. And that's bare minimum. Don't do the bare minimum. Do better than the bare minimum, okay? The next thing that we're going to check off if you're passing the show up test is, are you researching your goals so that you can hit them faster? So go ahead and make a little box next to, am I researching my goals so that I can hit them faster? And then put some little bullet points with squares by them so you can check them off of what type of research needs to be done so that way you know that you've done your due diligence in doing the research, okay? And then the next thing that we want to make sure that we're doing, which I didn't mention this one yet, and it's a good one. So there's 4 things that all entrepreneurs desire. And you tell me if these are the 4 things you desire. You desire to have your finances taken care of. You want the freedom of your time. You want to spend more time with your family, and you want to make sure you're exercising your faith. So, the biggest thing that my mentor said during the time that you're doing all of this is to stay humble, and stay prayed up. So, those are the requirements for being able to achieve those things because in order for God to bless you, those are 2 things that you need to do is stay humble and stay prayed up. Because you want your blessings to flow, not be blocked. So in order to not block your blessings, don't you start getting up there and being grandiose. You have to stay humble and stay prayed up. Because at any time, say as fast as you have it, as fast as you get it, is as fast as it can be snatched away if you don't have the right attitude. And the right attitude is being humble and staying prayed up. All right. I love you guys. I hope that you had a great day. Make sure you tap that screen 2 or 3 times for me on TikTok. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for listening to what I've learned and what it takes to go ahead and pass the show up test. So I hope that you are passing the show up test. And if you are not, I've given you some things to help you pass the show up test. And it is not my job to go ahead and judge you on if you're passing the show up test for yourself. It is your job. I am just giving you some information so that you can use it to help you better pass the show up test for yourself. So now you have some things that you can go ahead and mark off as you're passing the show up test for yourself. And if you are not passing the show up test for yourself, we're also giving you some information of how you can go ahead and better has to show up for yourself so that you can achieve the goals that you want because you want to do them faster. And if you want to do it in a record amount of time, you got to put the work in. And that's the part that a lot of people want to skip is putting the work in. And like I said, faith without works is dead. So go ahead, have the faith, put the work in, and get and reap the rewards, the benefits, the harvest. Reap those things that you have sown because you have the faith, you have the knowledge, you have the dream. Put the work in, and let's get it done. I love you guys. Have a great day. I love you, and I hope that you have been loving on yourself. Shalom.